A Brief History of a Perfect Future. Inventing the Future We Can Proudly Leave Our Kids by 2050. Written by Chunka Mui, Paul B. Carroll, and Tim Andrews. Narrated by Stephanie Dillard. Dedication. From Chunka, Paul, and Tim to our kids Zoe, Kai, Claire, Shannon, Tyler, and Brett. And, of course, to their moms, Beth, Kim, and Valerie. To our kids' kids, and to theirs, on down the line. To your kids. Introduction. Inventing the Future. When Xerox CEO C. Peter McCullough established the Palo Alto Research Center, PARC, in 1970, Xerox executives were, naturally, curious to know what their corporate crystal ball would tell them about the future of computing. When Alan Kay, a team leader at PARC, was asked for the umpteenth time to say what the future would hold, he snapped there was no easy way to know. The best way to predict the future is to invent it, he said. That line became a mantra for Alan and for PARC, which did unbelievable amounts to invent the future by laying the foundation of today's computing experience. It also became a mantra for the three of us, as we worked with Alan for decades, and it drives the narrative of this book. In the following pages, we'll lay out ways that we, as a society, can harness the technological marvels at our disposal and invent a sparkling future. At PARC, starting in 1971, the mantra played out over 5 glorious years as researchers invented many of the core elements of information technology. Alan's team contributed to the development of the first personal computer and gave it the overlapping windows and graphical user interface that Steve Jobs copied for the first Apple Macintosh. Alan invented, with Dan Ingalls, what today would be called dynamic object-oriented programming, which is a big reason you have so many apps on your smartphone. Developers can easily incorporate software objects others have already written, rather than having to write all the code from scratch. Other teams at PARC developed desktop publishing, the laser printer, peer-to-peer and client-server computing, and Ethernet, which enabled corporate networks of personal computers. And, while PARC didn't invent the Internet, its researchers made such significant...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?